On behalf of my wife and I, thank you for all coming today. To share in our special day. Firstly, thank you for all your kind cards and gifts and the contributions, those who made them, and helping to put everything together. I would like to especially thank my beautiful wife for all the effort you've put in today, finally proving that project managers can be useful.
When she first announced she got a job as a project manager, it came as absolutely no surprise to me, telling people what to do all day. About right. It does have some benefits being Sarah's brother. One of them is you never have to buy a present because she volunteers to do it for the whole family. What a service.
This is one of those happier days, and what I would say is I hope there are many more for Sarah and Dom. Welcoming Dom to the family, even though David's already done it, and even though I think he's been a member of the family for some considerable time, we can now officially welcome Dom to the family.
Dominic, will you take Sarah to be your wife? Will you love her, comfort her, honour and protect her? And forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Sarah, will you take Dominic to be your husband? Will you love him, comfort him, honour and protect him? And forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you both shall live?
I will.
Our engagement started during Christmas last year. I bought a ring, had an idea in mind of how I wanted to propose. I just needed to speak to Richard. But I couldn't manage to get him on his own over Christmas. And so 5 minutes before boarding a plane to South Africa, I went to the toilet, to the far cubicle, went in there and rung him from there. Obviously, he said yes. But he used words to the effect of, "Gladly you can have her."
There is a story about a husband and wife on their 50th wedding anniversary, reminiscing, sharing stories, looking back over the 50 years. At one point, the wife said to her husband, "Do you remember how, when we were first married, we used to sit next to each other on the sofa every night and just hold hands?" And he said, "Oh yes, I do remember." And he leant across and squeezed her hand. A bit later she said, "Do you remember back in the early days of our marriage, every day you would tell me that you loved me?" And he said, "Of course I remember, and I still love you." A bit later on she said, "Do you remember how sometimes when we were sat together in the evenings, you'd lean across and you'd nibble on my ear?" At this point he got up and left the room. She was a bit worried that she'd upset him somehow, so she said, "Oh, don't worry, come back, it's okay." He said, "No, it's all right, I will be back in a minute. I've just got to go and put my teeth in."
For those of you who don't know me, I'm the person with the honour of being the best man at this lovely day. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for attending, and I think you'll agree it's been a fantastic day so far, emotional at times. Even the cake is in tears. Right. Okay, so me and Dominic met at the tender age of 13 at Worktop Air Cadets, the place where all the cool kids used to hang out after school on Monday and Fridays to practice their ironing. and we quickly became best friends, although this is mainly because attending Works Up Air Cadets in the first place meant we didn't have friends in the first place. I was quick to get him into trouble. Firstly, with a time where we tried to cook prawn crackers where his mum was away on holiday, and we set the kitchen on fire with a horrendous oil fire, and we had to put the oil fire out in the garden, climb into the loft and delete the CCTV. Sorry, Melvin.
My prayer for this couple today, and I invite you to join me in praying this for them, is that throughout their married life, on the difficult days as well as on the joyful days, they will be blessed with that love. That every morning when they wake up, that will be the nature of the love that they share with one another. That at the end of a long working day, that will be the nature of the love that they celebrate with one another. It is the love that our vows describe. In a few moments, these guys will make their vows, their promises to one another, and those are promises about a love that never ends. So please do pray for them as you celebrate with them, that that love will be with them throughout life.
When I actually did propose, we were setting the camera up for a photo of the two of us overlooking the Drakensberg. We took a practice shot, and I went to pretend to change all the camera settings to think about what I was going to say. Earlier in the day, I put the ring that I bought in the little pocket in your jeans. Turns out it's a terrible idea. I then set the timer on the camera, 10 seconds, walked over, started pulling this ring out of my pocket. Didn't work. It was really difficult. That's when Sarah started telling me off, telling me to hurry up because I was going to miss the photo. Not having a clue what was happening. I then got on one knee, got the ring out just in time, put the ring in the air, and snapped the camera and went, the photo gone. And so what we have is a photo with Sarah, her arms out, facial expression to match, not knowing what was happening. And what followed is Sarah not actually responding to what I asked her. And so I had to ask her again. But I love the fact that we have this photo. I love the fact I actually surprised you. And best of all, you were genuinely speechless, possibly for the first time. Afterwards, we went back to the room to tell everybody, all our family and friends. Literally every single one of you said, it's about time. Even Peter and Caroline.
Who brings this woman to be married to this man? Thank you. Would you take Sarah's right hands and pass it across to Dom? Thank you very much. Would you like to turn and face one another? Dominic and Sarah, I now invite you with your hands joined together to make your vows in the presence of God and his people. I, Dominic.
I, Dominic.
Take you, Sarah Elizabeth.
Take you, Sarah Elizabeth.
To be my wife.
To be my wife.
To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
Till death us do part.
Till death us do part.
According to God's holy law.
According to God's holy law.
In the presence of God.
In the presence of God.
I make this vow.
I make this vow.
I, Sarah Elizabeth.
I, Sarah Elizabeth.
Take you, Dominic.
Take you, Dominic.
To be my husband.
To be my husband.
To have and to hold.
To have and to hold.
From this day forward.
From this day forward.
For better, for worse.
For better, for worse.
For richer, for poorer.
For richer, for poorer.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
till death us do part.
till death us do part,
According to God's holy law.
according to God's holy law.
In the presence of God,
In the presence of God,
I make this vow.
I make this vow.
And here is a story that Sarah's unaware of. Look at his face. Yeah. So the first time that Dom drove Sarah's car, yeah, he was playing toilet roulette with service stations to go and pick her up. And this gamble did not pay off, and he ended up wetting himself in the car, and he promptly stopped to buy a bottle of Vimto, poured it all over his crotch and all over the car seat in order to say that when he picked her up, he said, I'm very clumsy, I cannot multitask, and therefore I should not drink and drive. So as part of this, I'd just like to wish them, you know, a lifetime of dry trousers, but also I apologise for the format of this best man speech, because in this duo of me and Dom that have been best friends for a long time, and I think we will be for the rest of our lives, you know, I'm the one that does the naked, embarrassing, inappropriate. So, it's not that, you know, format of speech, but I just wish him a lifetime of happiness, you know, so we could see this coming a long time off.
Let's do a countdown from 3. So 3, 2, 1. Cheers!
But as my mum has always said, all good things come to those who wait. And almost 10 years on, from the day we met, here we all are now.
Me. Sarah, I give you this ring.
Sarah, I give you this ring.
As a sign of our marriage.
As a sign of our marriage.
With my body I honour you.
With my body I honour you.
All that I am I give to you.
All that I am I give to you.
And all that I have I share with you.
And all that I have I share with you.
Within the love of God.
Within the love of God.
Father, Son and Holy Spirit.
Father, Son and Holy Spirit.
Dominic, I give you this ring.
Dominic, I give you this ring.
As a sign of our marriage.
As a sign of our marriage.
With my body I honour you.
With my body I honour you.
All that I am I give to you.
All that I am I give to you.
And all that I have I share with you.
And all that I have I share with you.
Within the love of God.
Within the love of God.
Father, Son and Holy Spirit.
Father, Son and Holy Spirit.
In the second year of university, Dom turned up. Computer science student, I was worried for him. It was confirmed when we met him. Poor eyesight, a thing for punishment. Watching Rotherham for years has clearly prepared him well for married life with my sister. Sometimes it feels like Dom's talking in a completely different language, and then he starts talking about computers. I'll give it to Dom. He's the only person I've ever heard tell Sarah off and live to tell the tale.
And finally, I would say I think they're an ideal couple. They do complement each other. And one of the reasons is Dom is a very good listener. And which is a massive advantage. So I'd like you all to raise your glasses to the bride and groom. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
I guess I better say something nice. Sarah's got high expectations for people around her, so is Dom. So it's a credit to everyone here that they're here today. It's always been enjoyable to spend time with the both of you. Welcome to the family, Dom. I wish you both the best in life and marriage, especially you, Dom. And there's one final thing I'll say, which, Dad, I think this means she's off the payroll.
Declared their marriage by the joining of hands and by the giving and receiving of rings. I therefore proclaim that they are husband and wife. Let's congratulate them.
Kiss, kiss.
So I'd just like you all to raise your glasses and wish Sarah and Dom a lifetime of happiness. Chin chin. Cheers. You can clap now.